How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to do a review of my car. I've had a review in the past. I've tried this twice now. This is the third time that I've made a review of my car. The first time was terrible. The second time was extremely dark, and I had Brady do it so I wouldn't be as biased. We're going to try this for a third time today, and this is the last time I want to do a review of my car. So, this is her 2003 Mustang V6. Got the white chin spoiler, 17-inch wheels with 205s, white stripes down the side. They're supposed to resemble the Boss 302 back in the day. Flowmaster 40s with a 3-inch tip. These are some shin killers right here. Covers from American Muscle, it's your Caltrend. Aftermarket seat belts because the original ones, the retractor brakes. That's a common problem in Ford to this generation. It does have cloth seats. 35% window tint on this window, 20%, 20%. I have plasti dip these and these, which are the same color as the wheels. Did the short antenna. Retrofit projectors on clear corner headlights, which is very custom. We got fog lights wired up, which are LED. They didn't come with those from the factory on the V6. Mach 1 grilled elite with the chin spoiler that's white, which has seen all kinds of abuse in the past. It used to be a lot lower than that, but it kept scraping on everything. The exhaust was changed to Flowmaster 40s just simply because they had glass packs on it before, and they were right under there, hitting the back seat. They were like right under the back seat, so it bounced or it'd vibrate and make all kinds of noise. We got bullet style pedal covers. Got my fog light switch wired up under here. We have my ambient lighting, which I just installed, which is all up under there on both sides. Do have plasti dip on all this stuff. This is hand painted. Same with over there. I hand did that. Plasti dip. Everything there's plasti dip. Plasti dipped. Story of my life is plasti dip. We have a very dirty 3.8 liter S6 motor, which is basically the same thing. It's in a minivan with very little horsepower, but I painted all this just to clean it up. Cold air intake is only on here because the original one was a ram air intake, and it kept falling off because it didn't come with a box when I got it. Somebody just pieced stuff together from AutoZone and stuck with it. That power steering pump will simply just scream at you, and that's all it does. I have had to replace this hose, coils, plugs, and wires. Plugs more than anything else. Alternator, idler pulley. Thermostat's been replaced. Clutch, throttle bearing, pilot bearing, rear main seal. All of that's been done. Its air intake doesn't fit on there properly, so I had to get a custom, or I had to find an adapter to put on there so it fit on the valve cover so it could breathe. So that's been changed too. Gas cap has been changed because the factory one wasn't tightening up properly and sealed correctly. This is vinyl I had done. This is an LED third brake light, which is also aftermarket. The gas tank, I've had to replace the sending unit, fuel pump, fuel filter, and all that jazz. The handbrake didn't work properly when I bought it, so I had to replace both lines there and readjust it. Got a short throw shifter from SVE with a Mach 1 shift knob with the Mustang logo on the side. We have a Pioneer radio, which is very frustrating at night because it's a bright blue. Also did this in suede because in the summer this gets really freaking hot because it's Ford plastic. All in all, this car has been my project since high school. It's been able to run and drive properly without giving me too many problems. It's never left me stranded aside from one time when the alternator went out. But even then I was able to drive home that night. So now we're going to jump in the car and I'll show you, or I'll talk you guys through it a little bit more while we're in the car. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. I make videos every week. This is my baby. Always has been, ever since high school. It's that one thing that's stuck with me ever since then. It hasn't left my side. That's both a good and bad thing because it's a love-hate relationship. For the longest time, I had a review of my car up on the channel, and it was pitch black. It wasn't a bad review, but it could have been better. So I want to go over this car a little bit more. Back in 2014, I bought this car as my car for high school, essentially. It was my senior year, and I wanted a cool car, so I went out and I bought a Mustang. I wasn't looking for performance at the time, so I bought the V6, and at the time I wasn't looking for anything crazy, but I had looked at several other cars at that point, and they weren't exactly what I was looking for. I needed something that suits my personality, and this one, it didn't have the stripes on it or anything like that, so that came after I bought it. So I had bought it with 190,000 miles on it. Now we're close to 250,000 miles on the original motor, transmission, everything except for the clutch, brakes, and a couple other parts I've had to replace between then and there. The car was riding really rough. Like it hurt your back to drive it. To ride in it was miserable. It had glass pack mufflers coming out underneath it. And it was a horrible experience when I first got this car. So I got Flowmaster 40s put on, I got full exhaust done so that it doesn't bang off the back seat like it used to. I lowered it with actual lowering springs instead of going to Pep Boys and having them cut it like the receipt I found in my car had stated previously. The other owner did. Now, here more recently, I've done more custom things to it. I did the chin spoiler, made it white to go with my stripes on the side. I plastied it the wheels and left the chrome lip because I didn't like the black painted finish, and plus it was peeling, so it was a good time to do that. I painted the engine, which it cleaned it up a little bit. It made it look nice again, like a normal car. It didn't, like I've taken 3 trophies in the course of 4 years, and I've only been showing the car for 2 years and been to like 6 or 7 shows that this has actually been into, maybe. So I mean, 3 trophies with this many miles, that's impressive to me. I'm satisfied with it. I couldn't ask for much more than that. Gas mileage, I get probably about 30 miles per gallon highway when I go on a long trip. Around the city and stuff, it's probably 21, 22 maybe. That's just old age catching up with it. It should be about 24 to 26. But I did do a cold air intake, all that stuff, but that was just kind of because the other one kept falling off. Stock headlights look terrible in these cars, so with the clear corner headlight. And then I did a swap to LEDs from super bright LEDs, and I had started to have some problems where the bulbs would go out over the course of like a year. So I decided to switch it up a little bit. And my friend Brady, had done a projector retrofit on his 2004 Mustang GT that he had just got. The projector's set apart from other Mustangs of this generation, even though it's becoming more common to retrofit them now. But I've had a lot of issues with the projectors in the past, but due to the looks and everything else, it was totally worth it. Now, it's not the most reliable car anymore. I mean, for a car I spent $2,000 for 4 years ago, just to get me from point A to point B and look good, it's done its job perfectly fine. I couldn't ask for a better car when it comes to that, and it served me extremely well and got me everywhere I needed to go. I've had the alternator went out, and I did a 45-minute drive just on the battery. A lot of coasting. I'm really happy with it. Everybody knows me by it. So I've never been to the point where I want to get rid of it, and I don't want to ever get rid of it if I can help it. But it's at that point now. I've been looking for new cars lately, simply because of the fact that this thing is getting up there in miles, and I'm probably not going to be able to have this reliable daily driver all the time. So I've been looking for a 5.0. Hopefully I find one sometime soon. That'd be amazing. I'd be so happy if I found one. But one can only hope to find the perfect car. There's not much drone with the car, and it's not overly loud, but it's still not a V8, so I'm not super satisfied with the sound, but it sounds good for a 6-cylinder. It's not too obnoxious and pricey. Big complaint with this car, aside from the fact that the seats don't hold you in very well, would be the fact that when you go around corners, there's a lot of body roll. Also, when I put the new shifter in, there's actually a lot of noise coming from the transmission now. But I mean, it's not fast by any means. These things came with, I believe, 193 horsepower and 225 torque when they were introduced with the 3.8. They had a different intake on them because they were, one of them was split cord induction, and the other one of them breathes a lot better and doesn't blow a head gasket all the time. And the one that doesn't blow the head gasket is the one I have. Typically, it doesn't blow them, but anything's possible. I did have my throwout bearing go bad at one point, because when I first bought it, you push in the clutch and make this god-awful like hissing sound like the car's possessed. But all in all, it's been a great car. I'm completely satisfied with what it's been able to do, and I'm really happy with it. So if you like this video and you want to see more car reviews on the channel, let me know. There's more coming this year. I'm excited to start doing it, and I really just wanted to do this car justice and do a review of it during the day and when it's out clean and nice looking again. So we're getting into warmer weather, so eventually I'll be able to make better car reviews. So if you want to see more of those, please hit that subscribe button down below. I got playlists for it.